take them down to 0, win the game. We beat Mono Red Goblins. Dig it! What is up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to another gameplay video brought to you by the Mono Red Podcast. My name is Michael Apollo, and today we're going to be playing some blue-white binding. This is a form of control, an Azorius control, but it's not your typical shell. It's got some unique cards here, which makes this, like, I personally think, the better form of Azorius control. So what do we got here that's different from our typical list that you might see online? Well, one of which is going to be Leyline Binding. So this is a 6-mana card that has flash. However, it costs 1 less for each basic land type among lands we control. And then so pretty much what we're doing is we're going to have a bunch of these tri-lands. As long as they have blue and white in them, you know, it really doesn't matter what the other color is. Just by bringing 1 down, this can already reduce Leyline Binding down to 3 mana. And typically this is just going to be way better than March of the Otherworldly World or whatever, because we don't have to exile anything from our hand. So it's really great at getting rid of planeswalkers, problem creatures, and you know, the further the game goes on, this becomes just a 1 mana removal. So pretty good. Another card that's different that you don't see in other decks is going to be Kaleem, the Djinn Emperor. This is a really good card because of its discard ability. So for 2 mana, we can discard it, tap down, target non-land permanent, and then we get to draw a card. And then we can exile 2 other cards named Kaleem from our graveyard. When we do, we can bring this right out to our battlefield. So we can bring it out for cheaper at a pretty quick speed. If not, you know, casting it for 6 for 5/6 with Ward 2 flying is pretty good as well. But every time we discard Kaleem, we conjured another card named Kaleem and we put it into our library, 7th from the top. And this is just like a card that just kind of snowballs out of control. Being able to, you know, tap down your opponent's creatures, keep drawing cards, keep getting Kaleems in our decks, wash, rinse, repeat. And it's pretty powerful effect. Also because it's a discard ability. So it cannot be interacted with via counter spells and stuff like that. Because it's not a spell, it's a discard, it's ability on the card itself. So it's a very powerful card. Obviously, we're going to have Teferis, we're going to have the Wandering Emperors. We're going to be running the Divine Purges. It's just really good with these fast formats in Historic for 3 mana. Archmage's Charm, just all of its modes are just so good. Being able to counter, getting our cards, getting control of target creatures with mana cost 1 or less. And then we have the one of Search for Azcanta. 4, Seek New Knowledge, so that way we can try to find the cards that we need and put them into our hand, and Dovin's Veto for Counterspell. So yeah, this is a list I saw online. I forget the guy's name, but I will post it in the description below. He went to number 8 on Mythic, and he consistently gets like within top 10 in Mythic. So yeah, it's a pretty solid deck. You know, I'm no means like a control like master. I'm going to try my best to pilot this deck, but yeah, it seems pretty good. So sideboard is pretty interesting as well. We got the Fragment Realities, Rest in Peace, Dovin's Veto, Lyra Dawnbringer, and I'll bring that up in a second, Mystical Dispute, and then Supreme Verdict for more board wipes. So what's cool about Fragment Reality is we can get rid of something that's it's an issue for 1 mana, but we can also get back our Lyra Dawnbringer, right? All right, so like let's say we have Leyline Binding out, right? And then we can Fragment Reality our own Leyline Binding, and then we get to put a creature card with mana value lesser than, put a random creature card with lesser mana value from their library onto the battlefield tapped. The only creatures we have is going to be the Lyra Dawnbringer or the Kaleem. So that's also really good. Giving our opponent back whatever like little weak creature is not going to be that big a deal when they're facing down a Kaleem or a Lyra Dawnbringer on the battlefield. So yeah, pretty unique. I really like this deck. It is insanely expensive on the rares. So if this is like a shell that you want to go forward with, it is expensive, but I personally believe this is how Azorius Control is going to play in the future of Historic. So enough about the deck tech. Let's get into the games and see you guys in game 1. Peace. All right. What do we think about this hand? Yeah, this is a keep. We have some form of removal. We have ways to find board wipes if we need it, or some other relevant card. And then Shark Typhoon is good as well. So yeah, we'll keep this. With Spyro's Headquarters, Leyline should drop down to 3 mana now. So already really good. Probably just do Breeding Pool here. Okay, so opponent passes. What do we got going on here? Jeskai looks like. Could be like a Jeskai control shell. In that case, I think I just want a Glacial Forest and pass. We can seek new knowledge at the end of their turn. Okay, so they're doing the same thing. Okay. All right, opponent puts something in their hand. They play another one. They create a crab. Okay. All right, end of their turn, we're going to seek new knowledge. And let's put Shark Typhoon back. We don't need too many of them. All right, we get another Leyline Binding. That's pretty good. Let's do Breeding Pool tapped. And then pass the turn again. Not sure what our opponent's playing here. Teferi Time Raveler. Okay. Let's seek new knowledge in response. Okay, so we're getting a bunch of Shark Typhoons. That's not cool.
I can no longer stand by and watch. Don't worry, I got this.
All right. I think we just want to get rid of Teferi here.
I suppose that's how it was.
And then we can just play land, pass turn. All right, so opponent plays land. They do Prismari Command. Okay. They are digging, it seems. What did they discard? What did I see there? Sarah's Emissary. Gross. Okay. All right, and then they're going to sacrifice their clue, draw a card. Okay. Cool. All right, so let's go Glacial Forest and let's just pass the turn. Still not really too sure the end goal for our opponent is. It does seem like they are Jeskai control. Okay, they're going to Explosive Iteration. That's fine. Okay, opponent shocks. They do another Hard Evidence. Sure. I think end of turn here, we're just going to make a shark. Let's try to get on the board here and race our opponents. We'll go for 3. And then we'll try to beat down our opponent. And then we can always keep up Leyline. Okay, so they Lightning Helix. Sure, that's fine. All right, we see Wandering Emperor. No land, though. We do want to get land. So what do we want to do here? I guess since we can play everything at flash, we'll just pass. All right, so opponent is trying to do Indomitable Creativity. What does this do? Destroy target. Okay, for each permanent, its control reveal cards until an artifact or creature. Okay, so they're going to try to cheat something in, and we will deny that for sure. Do they have a counter of their own? They could have a negate. Nope, they just sacrifice a clue. Okay. All right, and then end of turn, we're probably just going to do Shark Typhoon again, draw a card. We want to make sure we do get our land drops. I'm not sure what's up with these crabs, though. All right. Yeah, let's just do this for 0. Okay. All right, we get some lands here. Let's play Triome. And then I guess pass turn again. We can flash in Wandering Emperor and then get Samurai. And then I guess we can just start down with that plan. Fable Mirror Breaker. Okay. I guess, yep, that will resolve. Sure. So, what do I want to do? I could Leyline Binding the Goblin Shaman. Could be an argument too for doing Kaleem here and just tapping it down. So So, because we do need to like try to win here. And then we can draw. Interesting. Yeah, let's do that. Let's tap down the shaman. Our opponent's like, what? What are you doing? Yeah, we're tapping it down, drawing a card. Okay. Don't think we want to make a shark. We just want to make a bigger shark. So we'll pass. Okay. Glacial Forest. We'll hold up Rafines to cycle if need be. We'll pass. Sure. Still passing. So they're going to hard cast Shark Typhoon. Okay. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. All right, they're going to go attacks, and then we'll just flash in Wandering Emperor, exile it.
I hope
gain 2 life here.
You are not much of a roadblock.
And probably just get rid of Fable as well. Okay, Divine Purge is a draw. Let's see, Glacial Forest. The question is, do we make a samurai? Well, let's get rid of Fable now. And let's see. So let's see. How much mana do we have here? 4, 5, 6. We have 6 for Shark Typhoon. I like just making a samurai.
Years of training. For
And then
to me.
we can play, I guess, Rafines. No, let's... Yeah, let's just hold this just in case, and we'll pass. Transmorgify. Okay, that is kind of annoying. Guess let's see what we can find. All right, pass. It's gonna be Sarah's Emissary. Okay, that's not good. All right, so protection from enchantments. Okay. Lightning Helix, sure. Okay, so we do see a Kaleem. What do we do? We can do search for Azcanta. I mean, we could pretty much do everything we want to do here. I guess what's Divine Purge? Just get rid of those dumb crabs. And then let's do search for Azcanta. And then pass the turn. All right, opponent plays Narset. Let's tap that down in response. Okay.
The past, present, and future are bound by threads of time. Hone your prowess.
Fire Prophecy. Okay, so they're just trying to cantrip here. Yes, we do want Kaleem. We'll transform, search. Okay. So let's go ahead and pass the turn here. All right, opponent does Prismari command. So they want us to draw to discard. All right, let's go ahead and channel, tap down Sarah's Emissary. Let's exile, get our own Kaleem. 1, 2, 4, 5. I guess let's make a 5/5 shark. Yep. Cool. It sucks we don't get the draw because of Narset, but you know, it's fine. Now this is like an awkward like control race, I guess. So sure. When's our next Kaleem coming? Okay, so we got some Kaleems coming here. Avacyn. Yikes.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
Okay. Alright, so Avacyn is annoying, but we can get rid of that.
I won't hide from the world.
We'll
any
tuck it.
longer. Let's take it back.
Go to combat here. We'll kill Narset, and Kaleem will go to face. Go to damage.
I must train hard.
And let's see. So top 4 cards. I don't know if we want to Azcanta right now, so let's just pass. Opponent more than likely is going to attack Teferi here. Okay. Shark Typhoon, sure. Yep. Now, I could do Azcanta, but the thing is I do want the Kaleems. We are 2 cards away from it. To be able to tap down Sarah's Emissary and get in our wins that way. So, alright. Land is not cool, but we are going to start racing now. The opponent is at 9. Alright, pass turn. Well, I mean, so like what instance could we get here? Alright, they're gonna Fable, sure. What could we get here? They have protection from enchantments. So yeah, I think we literally want Kaleem. Okay, resolve. Sure. So they're gonna have to hold back Sarah's Emissary. Okay, so opponent seems like they're gonna pass. They are attacking. That doesn't seem correct. Okay. They're not attacking. Alright, so our turn here. So we do see Kaleem here. Alright, Hollow Storm Giants is good. We like that. Let's play that. And let's just pass here. We're not in like any immediate threat right now. Like they can attack. They have to hold up blocks. I guess they could play... Are they going to play Archangel Avacyn? Or can they? They can't. Oh, that's excellent for us. They can't even play Archangel Avacyn. Sweet. Okay. Oh, they want the token. Okay. Sure. Alright, so they want the token. Yep. Alright, we'll take our turn here. So, we definitely need to tap down. Let's just do that. Let's tap down Avacyn. Okay, we draw a land. Not good. Let's pass the turn. Kind of an odd grindy match here, but interesting, I guess. Okay. Sure. So they did that so that way we can't tap down, I guess. So in that case, we'll just Scanta now. All right, we see nothing. No blocks. I guess technically I could have double blocked. All right. Let's... Oh no, not Hollow Storm Giants. Well, I guess I could still Azcanta here. Leyline Binding. Okay. That's pretty good. We should have blocked Sarah's Emissary though. Let's play this untapped. So Yeah, I don't think we got this. We full swing, they just double block, yeah. That's unfortunate. That was a misplay on our part. We could have double blocked there, got the ley line binding. But, you know, we probably weren't getting there anyway. With Avacyn there, it was already an uphill climb. Alright, opponent has figured out how to attack here, so we'll just concede and go to game 2. So we got the Jeskai combo creativity deck. So what do we want here? Well, we definitely want to counter their stuff. Supreme Verdict seems pretty good. Counter spells, there could be an argument for mystical disputes. So let's take a look here. None of their stuff is like relevant to the graveyard, right? Just all through cast. So, I mean, there might not be. I mean, there is a lot of blue cards, so mystical dispute is pretty good. So I don't think we need Rest in Peace. Do we need to fragment realities? It could be pretty devastating. Let's see, what do we get? Well, let's just see. Get the fragments here. Let's get the Lyras. All right, so what do we take out? Search for Azcanta can go. Seek New Knowledge can probably go. Divine Purge is probably just not good enough. They're pretty slow anyway, and Supreme Verdict just gets us there. But we probably want some, so that way just top out. We have 4 and 4. So 6 cards. What do we get rid of? Maybe we just don't need the Fragment Realities. I mean, if we're countering their stuff, they're not going to be able to do the stuff they need. So then Lyra can leave then. So we just need 1 card. I guess 1 Shark Typhoon. I don't think we need all 4. Let's try that. Could be wrong. I'm not sure. I am not experienced in playing this deck, but, you know, let's give it a whirl. Okay, so game 2 here. We will definitely play first. What do we think about this hand? Yeah, I like it. It's a good way to get rid of those early pesky crabs for their Transmogrify. Counter their big spells. That's going to try to get them the win. And then Shark Typhoon. So yeah, we'll keep this. Alright, opponent has figured out their mulligan situation. So we'll play Deserted Beach first because we want to be able to keep Dovin's Veto up. So next turn we'll do Hall of the Storm Giants. Hopefully we see another white land for Divine Purge. Other than that, I think we're in pretty great shape. Alright, so opponent plays tap land. I'm not sure why they're taking so long on their turns, but don't worry, I'll cut all that out. Yeah, opponent is roping pretty hard here. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe they're DC'd, I don't know. Sure, they don't play anything. They might be tilts. I'm not sure. I guess we can do Watery Grave tapped and then say go. Could have been an argument, shocking, to get a 1/1 shark, but again, I'm not really seeing what they're doing, and I think they might just concede, to be honest, because they're roping like pretty hard. Okay, opponent is roping. I'm not sure what's going on, but we will press on. So we'll play Spar's Headquarters tapped, and we'll pass the turn. If they decide to do something, we'll Dovin's Veto it. If not, we'll make a shark. Alright, so opponent is DC'd or something, I don't know, but we'll take the win, I guess. Let's go on to game 2. Alright, we get our 7 here, and what do we think? In the dark, we have a board wipe. We got ways to make sharks and to draw more cards, so yeah, this is a keep. I can keep this. Alright, so we see red. Hopefully it's not mono red. Usually that is the case though. Double mountain, that's for sure. Okay, goblins, okay. Goblins is we can handle goblins. I think we still want to do Spyra's headquarters here. Next turn we'll Divine Purge. Hopefully they just dump their whole hand out, and then we'll just wipe them. All right, Krenko. Okay. Yeah, we'll take 2. We'll Glacial Forest here. Divine Purge. Wipe the board. Pass turn. Alright, so they do Goblin Instigator. So what do we want to do? All right, so in this portion of the gameplay, you're not tripping out. The dubbing isn't incorrect or anything like that. My actual audio for this part of the gameplay just completely got destroyed. It wasn't like distorted. It had like kind of like a robotic feel to it. Honestly, I think it was like a hardware issue, something going on. Maybe my XLR wasn't seated correctly. But this portion does last for about 10 minutes. So I do apologize for that. Luckily, the rest of the gameplay is not like that. So, you know, there's some silver lining there. But for this part, I thought I can just, you know, just kind of do like a live commentary to discuss my train of thoughts during this matchup, because I still think it's good. Goblins is usually pretty rough, as they can, you know, usually beat control fairly quickly. So, yeah, so my line of thinking here was to do the Seek New Knowledge. We wanted to ship back one of the Shark Typhoons, and then I believe I just did another one for 0 just to draw a card. If I remember correctly, my line of thinking was I wanted more board wipes, even though we only have the one Divine Purge. They're able to just get so much out of their hand. So I think that was my line of thinking during this gameplay. So we're just going to drop a Steam Vents here tapped, I believe. And then we pass the turn. We do have that Leyline Binding up for 2. So I think the goal here, yeah, I believe I Leyline Binding the Goblin War Chief. Because now we want to just kind of like control them while we take like little pips of damage until we do find that next board wipe. Okay, so we play Glacial Forest. We do see Kaleem, which is pretty good as well. So we are going to Leyline Binding the Goblin War Chief here, and I'm pretty sure I just pass. Obviously we'll play land, and then pass the turn, and then keep up Mage's Charm and Kaleem. If I remember correctly, I believe I Archmage's Charm their Krenko. I'm not too sure. What's the what Past Apollo does here? Okay, so opponent does play a mountain. Yeah, they do play. Okay, so they play a Goblin Instigator. All right. Okay, so they do create a couple little gobos here. And then I think we Kaleem in response. Or no, we don't. We just Archmage's Charm. Oh, I think we want to draw cards for the board wipe. I'm pretty sure that was my line of thinking here. Because we can't just keep taking these little pips of damage. Alright, so we do get hit for 1. We go down to 13. Not really in immediate danger, but we do need to find that board wipe. So, yeah. So I do the Archmage's Charm, drawing 2 cards here. And then we find the Divine Purge. Okay, perfect. So we're in a good setup here. I am definitely going to Divine Purge. More than... Yeah, exactly. So, again, my line of thinking was, even though it's not the most immediate threat of goblins, we can't just keep taking little pips of damage. We need to force them to play some big spells here. So opponent plays another mountain, then they play Krenko. Not sure what we do. I think we Seek New Knowledge at the end of their turn. Yeah. So we find Teferi and Archmage's Charm, and then I believe we ship back the Azcanta. It's definitely between Azcanta or Shark Typhoon. I can't remember exactly what I do. I think I ship back the Shark Typhoon actually, because Azcanta can flip. And then we can keep finding board wipes that way if the game were to keep going longer. I think that was my line of thinking. Maybe not. Okay, so we just go for the Shark Typhoon. So what are we doing here? I believe we do Teferi. And then we tuck the Krenko. Yeah, so... We're going to -3. Oh, we don't. We +1. Interesting. I guess we do have the Kaleem to tap them down before combat. Maybe that was my line of thinking here. It's kind of funny watching watching yourself play. You're like analyzing yourself. You're doing like live commentary for yourself. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I hope you guys are still watching by this point. I really do apologize for that audio. If you are still sticking around, we really do appreciate it. Be sure to click subscribe, click that bell notification. It really does help the channel out. We really would like to see this channel grow, and we can't do it without your guys' support. Also, you can join our Discord. It's a really great community. We just started a new channel up for Tiny Leaders. It's a dead format that we all love and dear, and there's a lot of people in our community who are also, you know, pretty passionate about Tiny Leaders. It's a fun singleton format, and hopefully we can, you know, make it a fun, non-competitive thing in Arena. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna Archmage's Charm. We're gonna get rid of their Goblin Ringleader. We just kind of want to cut them on resources. Them spending so much mana, like right there, they paid I think 5 or 6 mana just for a Skirk Prospector, so we're already in pretty good shape here. I'm pretty sure we're gonna +1 to Fairy and then Wandering Emperor on the Krenko now that it is tapped. Yeah, so we go ahead and do that. We're gonna minus Wandering Emperor. Gain some life, back up to 13.
My people must contend with me.
All right, so Krenko's gone. I think we do. Yeah, we play the Hall of the Storm Giants because now we're kind of getting in a position where we want to close out the game. They're pretty much all burned out the resources. We're deciding if we want to play or what we want to do with the Triumph. So I think we're just going to cycle it if they do nothing. Other than that, we do have Shark Typhoon, which can be a 4/4 Shark, I believe. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so a 4/4 Shark is nothing to snuff at with these little goblins. So we wait, see what they do. Pretty sure they attack us, or they attack Wandering Emperor, or they attack Teferi. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, we definitely Shark Typhoon here. We cycle, and we'll do it for 4. And yeah, block that Skirk Prospector, protect our Planeswalkers here. They're pretty much locked out. If I remember, the opponent wasn't conceding, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, you know, like, especially when you're playing against like combo or control. I'm definitely an advocate for if you got it, you got to do it, right? So I'm going to stick here and I'm going to keep with my plan until, you know, you get your win. But at a certain point too, there is like an argument for you got to also realize when you have like probably just 0 chance of winning, which our opponent is pretty close to. I mean, they still get some big beaters out. Muxus would obviously be really good. Them having Krenko Mob Boss is pretty good here as well. But yeah, I believe we okay, so we are gonna Wandering Emperor. What do we do with this Wandering Emperor? I think we wait for it at flash speed. Wait for them to tap Krenko. Oh, we tuck it first. Okay. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we tuck it in. We Wandering Emperor. Oh, yeah, that's right. We put a counter on the Shark, and then we get in for 5, and then put them on the 4-turn clock here.
I have got new moves to teach.
Okay. And then we see 3 lands, so I think we just play one tapped or whatever. Oh, that's right. I think we did the untapped land to make him think we had a counter. Alright, so the Goblin Instigator here. It's the same trio of cards we've been seeing all game. Okay, so what do? We exile. Is that what we do? In hindsight, maybe I would have put a counter on the Shark. But I guess I can see that because they are getting Krenko. So we don't want them to get too many goblins, and we do want to mitigate life here. Make their blocks pretty bad as well. I don't know. There's an argument for both. Alright, so we buff up Hall. Oh, maybe I did it because I want them to lose their creatures. Yeah, so we tap down the token to force them to block with Skirk. And so that way they block the Hall of the Storm Giants, and then we get in for 7.
Hurry!
We see another Teferi. Yeah, so we go to attacks. Opponent definitely has got a block here. So I'm pretty sure that's what they do. They block the Hall. Yeah, that's a smart choice. And then we kill that, bring them down to 8, play another land, pass the turn. Say go, all that good stuff. So yeah, again, our opponent isn't really in the best of situations right now. They're pretty much on the back end. They do see Krenko on top, and they just play another mountain. So yeah, we pretty much got this in the bag, and they concede. Yeah, cool. All right, so then we go to game 2, and let's see what I do. I definitely want Supreme Verdicts. I think I go with the Lyra Fragment Reality game plan. And then I probably want to trim the Dovin's Vetoes, yep. And then the Search for Escanta. There's definitely an argument for getting rid of Seek New Knowledge. I think that's what I do. Because my line of thinking was, if we have ways to remove their stuff through Fragment Reality and Divine Purge and Leyline Binding, then we shouldn't be wasting our spells to search for stuff. We want to be able to react and do the stuff, right? So a 2-mana do nothing, like a 2-mana just to like find something, isn't going to win us the game here. So it could be incorrect, but I think that's what my line of thinking was, and I think it pays off. So let's see. So opponent's going to go first. We see a 4-lander, Divine Purge, Leyline Binding. Yeah, so it's a good keep. It's a board wipe. Opponent plays Skirk Prospector, passes. So they're off to a good start right here. Not good for us. And I think we're just like trying to decide what to play. We want to be able... Oh, that's right. We want to be able to cast Divine Purge on curve without losing lands. Or losing life, sorry. So I think my line of thinking was Hallowed Fountain into Glacial Forest, and then finally Deserted Beach. So that way everything comes in untapped, and then we can Divine Purge on turn 3. So I think I changed my line of thinking here. Now that we have Rafine's Tower, since we're doing nothing turn 2 anyway, we want to make sure Leyline gets cheaper. Yep, that's exactly what we do. So now Leyline's only 3. They get Muxus, okay. Alright, they're going to cast Muxus. They're attacking for 1. If they sack their entire board, we're just going to get rid of Muxus, so... Alright, so they do decide to sack their entire board for Muxus. That is completely fine for us. Yeah. We're just going to wipe the board. So, how do we get rid of Muxus, though? Because it's like when it attacks as well, right? Oh, just for each goblin you control. Okay. So, yeah, let's go ahead and Divine Purge. They do keep the Krenko, which is unfortunate, but it's fine. We can get there. Alright, they get another Skirk. Imagine they're gonna attack. Okay. Alright, so yeah, we're in a pretty bad position here. They got like a really good hit with Muxus. Getting that Krenko was pretty backbreaking for us. I don't think there's a way out of this. We do need like literally Supreme Verdicts. So yeah, let's see. We can do Deserted Beach, Leyline Binding. Get rid of Muxus. And then pass the turn. Okay. Alright, cool. So, opponent has got it. Let's go to game 3 and see if we can take out goblins. Alright, so sideboard, I still like what we had. I think we just needed to see more board wipes, so we're going to have to keep a hand that ensures that we get there. They just kind of shot out of the gate there, so... yeah, let's just run it back. Alright, we will play first, and... Ask and ye shall receive. Yeah, we got all the board wipes, so... We'll keep this. Let's play Spara's tapped. So that way we can do Glacial Fortress into Deserted Beach. Divine Purge. Hopefully we see that 4th land for Supreme Verdict. And then we should hopefully be able to tie this game up. So let's do Glacial Fortress and then pass the turn. Depending on what they do. Okay, so they're going to do attacks here. Let's tap down Skirk Prospector. I just want to ensure that I get that 4th land. Another Divine Purge. Okay. That can at least slow the game down for us. Alright, so we're not going to Divine Purge here. We want them to dump their hand, so we're going to Archmage's Charm, something that's problematic. Chain Whirler is a good target. So we'll counter that. We got to slow the game down to our favor. You know, eventually we'll be able to, you know, get our life total back up and everything like that. So we don't see another land. That is kind of frustrating. We'll pass. We can at least make a 1/1 shark and draw a card. Which, technically, I guess I should have done there. To block with. Okay, so they do have Krenko. Okay. Let's let them go to attacks. Alright. Let's make that shark. Alright, we get to draw a card. We get the kill Skirk Prospector here. Alright, we do see that 4th land. That's good. Okay. And what do we want to do with Krenko? Let's play Hallowed Fountain tapped and pass the turn. We do see Kaleem here, so we're going to tap it down before they cast anything. Goblin Chieftain. Okay. That's fine. So we'll tap down Krenko. Okay, they're going to do it in response. Make 1 goblin. Alright. That's good for us. Okay, they're going to attack us for 4. Alright, they pass the turn. Okay, so it's time to fire the trigger here. We're going to Supreme Verdicts. Wipe their board, play Breeding Pool tapped, and say go. Hopefully they get some confidence here, thinking that we don't have a board wipe, and they just dump their whole board. Goblin War Chief, okay. Alright, so they're going to play 1 at a time. Interesting. If that's the case, we can do Teferi. We'll tuck it.
Slow this down. I'm not ready for you quite yet.
Let's do Breeding Pool tapped and pass. Hopefully we don't see top deck Muxus. Alright, so they do Goblin Chieftain. Probably killing Teferi here. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so we see Steam Vents. Let's pass. Let's just Divine Purge now. We can't just like keep taking like pips of land. Pass turn. They're going to need to resolve a goblin, so if they're paying 5 mana for Goblin Chieftain, yeah, that's fine with us. Alright, do we need to do Jin here? Probably not. Let's just pass. Alright, so we see another land. Question is, do we Divine Purge? Let's just see what they're going to do. Probably just Kaleem, tap them down. Alright, so there's that War Chief. Alright. Let's tap down the War Chief. Oh yeah, okay, cool. So now we're gonna get our Kaleems out. We're gonna Fragment Reality and get rid of that Goblin Chieftain. Alright, so they get a Snoop. Cool, they play the Snoop. Alright, what do they got on top? Goblin Influx Array. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's get in for 5. And let's Divine Purge again. And then pass turn. Okay. Alright, so they see Krenko on top. Let's just take our turn. Archmage's Charm. That's a good draw. Let's get in for 5. Alright, opponent is at 10 here. I think the best course of action is just counter whatever they do. Probably the Krenko. They cast Fanatical Firebrand. Okay. I mean, that's not a bait. We're not going to fall for that. Goblin War Chief. That can resolve. Alright, so Kranko Mob Boss. Yeah, we're just going to have to counter that. And they play another Snoop. Okay. And they're going to go to attacks. Let's just Kaleem again. Tap down, draw a card. Alright, we see Leyline Binding. We'll play Leyline. And get rid of their War Chief here. Even though we do have Supreme Verdict, we do need to try to win the game. Alright, Wandering Emperor is a great draw here. Alright, so let's get in for 5. Take him down to 5. Let's play Wandering Emperor. Let's exile Conspicuous Snoop.
Then guide it like water.
And let's pass the turn.
Hurting my people.
And hopefully we don't see anything crazy. Goblin Instigator, okay. Opponent is dead on board here. There's nothing our opponent can do. Sure. Alright, opponent's taking it all the way to the end. It's respectable for sure. So let's go ahead and do him that justice. Attack him for 5. Take him down to 0. Win the game. We beat Mono Red Goblins. Dig it! Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Alright, let's take it to the end and see how we feel about the deck. Oh, 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 it's magic. You know. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, so Azorius control, Azorius Leyline Binding control to be more correct. Yeah, I love this deck. This deck is really fun. It's really cool. It's a really unique way to play control. I still personally think this is the way to play Azorius control. With how the metagame is in Historic, with so many powerful, like aggressive and mid-range strategies, this deck attacks it well. Divine Purge is an excellent card. Leyline Binding is an excellent card. The fact that we can do Fragment Reality tricks into Lyra Dawnbringer is really cool. I really like Kaleem because once it starts happening, it's just like a snowball effect. It just keeps coming down. And, you know, a 5/6 flying with Ward 2 is nothing like to snuff at, right? So, yeah, overall, love the deck. Think it's really cool. Very expensive, though. But if you can afford it, you know, you're going to have a good time if control's your thing. So that is it for the gameplay. My name is Michael Paulo. Be sure to check out our channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Like and subscribe if you dig it. Check out our Discord. It'll all be in the description below. I love you all. Peace.